If they incinerate it in cold generating fire or cement kilns, right, concrete kilns, they'll recapture. So now it's gone from the water, an EPA issue, to a hazmat product, to a usable fuel, whether it's energy producing in coal-fired plants, right, or in the waste oil reclamation. So now you've recovered it. The money you're spending, you get to get something back, because oil is yours as long as it's out there, right? So we have that, and all we're doing is we're just dusting this surface. So when I was doing it on the videos, all I was doing was I was just dusting like this, and what happens is that it just hits to the oil and solidifies. We've done all the different types. So what I saw when I came Wednesday and Thursday, right? And what I saw was along the shore edge. And this is a standard sand fleet digger, right? And I can take this into the water and remove those pellets before they hit the beach. Because once they hit the beach, then they start to emulsify in the heat. But if they're in the water, just like you and I, we want to cool off, they stay workable. So then we can take them, put them in trash cans, and remove them properly. And they're on the shore, not in the shore edge. Now I sent a drawing to Gradall. You've seen a Gradall excavator? I sent a drawing so that they can modify a bucket, a 7-foot wide bucket, and they can extend it out into the water 50 feet if they need be, and pull back, and they've got that water on that oil in the water's edge before it hits the beach. Because once it gets there, then it just keeps mess, right? And they recapture it. So I can show you guys this in the water's edge 100 places along here today. But this is the simplest kids' tool ever. And we use these to get sand fleas down there, and then my kids bring them home and they stink a week later. So, but this is it. So this would be bigger particles. So what we're going to do is, the way that I designed the basket is, we're going to put pencil mat rod in a bucket. So we're going to cut the guts out of a bucket, because I already make them for dredging. Put this honeycomb, and then we're going to put this, and they can drag it through the water, and it'll get that oil that you see rolling like flattened Tootsie Rolls with sand in it. And so I've got that. That's the process where Matt represents Valley Crest, and they're looking to be a responder on site, not just a product supplier. So they're looking at that means to do it. And those Gradalls, they could go down the beach. They don't need 50-minute breaks. They don't need a whole bunch. It's a cabin. It's air conditioned. Right? So that's what we're looking at.
Quick question on this. Now, once you go to retrieve it,
right?
How much water does it retain?
None. There's no water in it at all. This is what I pulled from Venice. Okay. This is what I pulled from the shore. Now this was a whole bunch of those little Tootsie Roll patties, and it's like hard. Okay. And then this is what we did in the marsh. We reclaimed the oil back out of there, right? That's not water, that's oil. That's sat in here since the 30th of May, untouched. So that's the system. So this is recapturable just by sitting in my car, in the heat of the car down in Florida and here. And then this can be squeezed further, okay? They can process it out, and then this can be made into pellets like they do co-firing. Right now they make them into wood pellets. So they could pelletize this. There's a pelletizing plant in Perkinston right next to my land, and we could modify their system so they could pelletize this, and it could be generated with coal, and there's another stream of income back to BP. So, but that's what happens with the system. So we broadcast the powder, right, and it collects it like this. And that's also on the website, the videos that are there. Ours are all videos as we've gone. We're not throwing a whole bunch of information out there. We've put some pictures and some stuff like that. So so when we dry broadcast like that in a contained, all they're doing is using modified shrimp nets, okay? And they can come through and skim everything off the top as oil comes over. From Thursday to Saturday, you can see it's dry. There wasn't anything out there. The fabric had some stains on it where the tar balls had stuck to the outside, so it does absorb it. We've double stitched everything. We've made it conspicuously rated. So what we've done is we've done the red and the white every 5 foot. If he wants it less, I need to know. This loop is double stitched all the way through, right? And then we're tying them and we're putting the strain on the tension cable, not on the boom itself, and it moves. And then what we're doing is we're running a yo-yo here to keep these two together, right? So we're going to run a string with a carabiner back to these so that they yo-yo out all the way down. What everything, all the booms that we've been seeing happen is the booms are they're a mess. They don't stay where they're supposed to stay.
Right.
So, and it's a weighting and anchoring object. They keep trying to pin them with that, and the pins move or whatever. So I know what concrete weighs in a cubic foot. I know it weighs 155 pounds. And I don't think that's going anywhere. And as long as we're connected to it, we can get them back out. Right?
Right.
And so that's what we're looking at. We're trying to keep them that way. And we want to keep it tight and check it. I know they need to maintain it.
How heavy are those? I'm sorry, how heavy are those?
A cubic foot of concrete is 155 pounds a cubic foot. Okay. This stuff is 11.3 pounds a cubic foot, 305 pounds a cubic yard. A cubic yard dry, unprocessed, and super sacks is $290 a cubic yard. The boom is $4.90, just the boom itself, not deployed. Okay, and the bags are $30 a piece, filled. Okay, and all that's all in that literature that's to Ed and everything, right?
Great.
Our production ability
Just want to make
is.
sure it's on there.
Huh?
Just want to make sure that's on there. You know,
Okay,
so,
yeah.
So when we
The
catalog
production
it,
ability is 7,500 cubic yards per day. Delivered. I've already made my deals with the trucking companies that are part of the old the Go Zone from Katrina that have benefits in Mississippi. It's FOB Gulfport, so it can either go out by port or by an hour and a half to the most affected areas on 10, going towards Louisiana or going towards Florida. And I've got all that. Now I can gear up the production. The boom, I'm going to run 6 days a week, 24 hours a day, and I can do 127 miles a week delivered. Right? Ready to be deployed. We're going to make it in 1 mile segments, so that's 264 segments to a mile. So we're going to put them together so that they can be taken off like hot dogs, like they used to come at a deli, right? So we can just pull a truck up to the backside on a trailer, let them drag it down by whatever means, a Jeep or a tractor, and they can just take it right out and it'll float all day long. And they can take it out to where they need it. They could drag whole sections of it. I've been seeing that you guys use bigger booms out on the open water, the 18-inch ones.
Right.
I could do those. I think the amount of material to do them would be counterproductive. So you've seen the noodles they use in pools. You know, the little noodles, the 3-inch noodles. What I've done is I've looked at the noodles, and they'll make me a noodle that's 10 inches in diameter, and I could stuff a sock and just have 4 inches all the way around, and then that would push and absorb oil and contain it, and then you guys could do your J setup like you sent in the demo and pull it out and it would hold, and I can do that fairly fast too. So we're set up.
See, and the strain right here is going to be on this, not
Right.
on this.
Okay.
So
Basically, you could run a collection area, or you could go into still water.
or I could go into Stillwater, or I can go to the Bastion bags they're already using. I'm trying to modify it to whatever you guys want.
Now, what the pillows? Yeah. Where would they work the best?
These pillows, they're made just to stop the end, right? So I don't want all it is it's a cork in the bottle, right? So what we're going to do when I'm doing them, I'm going to put eyelets in them, right? And we'll strap them right to the booms so that they're tight, right? But these are meant for the Bastion bags, the HESCO barriers. They're the metal planks with the screw corners that they're putting along the beach, like at Dolphin Island or whatever. And their dimensions are 48 by 36. But when they get filled, they're like me. They eat too much, they get fat in the center. But the corners stay hold true. So we made them long and wider than they are. And then there's another one that's a 36 inch. So it's 39 by 36. And they're just going to zip tie them to the baskets instead of the CI agent. So. and I have the process, and I'm willing to turn over to BP the easiest means to refine. So when we sent out the samples we collected back from Venice, right? The Wyoming laboratory did the tests to see which was the most efficient recovery method, right? And so we're set there. We know that, and all I want to do is help clean it up.
Yep.
I'll give you guys everything you need. So that's why I brought this. Ed asked me for this. I said, I'll give you whatever you want.